Yo, what's up? What's up, boys? What's happening, girls? This is Men March to Mediate. I'm Jeremy, and I will be reading to you today Dave the Potter, artist, poet, slave. This book was written by Laban Carrick, illustrated by Brian Collier. All right. So the words were written by Mr. Hill, and all the pictures were drawn by Mr. Collier. All right, here we go. To us, it is just dirt, the ground we walk on. Scoop up a handful. This gritty grain slips between my fingers. On wet days, heavy with rainwater, it is cool and squishy, mud pie heavy. But today, it was clay. The plain and basic stuff upon which he learned to form a life as a slave nearly 200 years ago. To us, it is just a pot, round and tall, good for keeping marbles or fresh cut flowers. But today, it was a pot large enough to store a season's grain harvest, to put up salted meat, to hold memories. It's a pretty big pot, huh? Y'all mama been in there cooking with them big old pots. Not y'all mamas. Y'all grandmas and momos. Y'all know about them big old pots. Each one began out of clouds of dust, clotted clumps of clay, ground in the pug mill and carried, wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow, to Dave's spinning potter's wheel. With a flat wooden paddle large enough to row across the Atlantic, Dave mixed clay with water drawn from Big Horse Creek until wet and stiff and heavy. The Atlantic, man. That has to be a pretty big paddle to go all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. If you was in a boat and you could paddle your boat all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I'm helping y'all out. When y'all go to school and y'all teachers talking about the Atlantic, remember, that's the ocean, the Atlantic. He threw the clay, sometimes 60 pounds at once, and nobody knew how or where it would land, except for Dave. Dave kicked his potter's wheel until it spun as fast as a carnival's wheel of fortune. So it had to be spinning pretty fast, right? Hold on now, wait a minute. Hey, you. Be still, bro. Pay attention, man. Look. Pay attention. See what I'm saying? And this book actually has a little surprise for y'all. It has a double page fold out. Ooh. I know y'all care about this. Like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat, his chapped thumbs pinched into the center. Squeeze the inside against his fingers outside. Like so. As the wheel spun round and round, the walls of the jar rose up like a robin's puffed breast. A robin is a bird, but only so far before its immense weight threatened collapse. So see, he had to have a gentle touch. It couldn't be so rough. He had to have a gentle touch. Okay? The jar grew so large, Dave could no longer wrap his strong arms around it. If he climbed into the jar and curled it into a ball, he would have been embraced. Like so. See that? It's a pretty big jar, huh? Only then did he stop his potter's wheel and roll long ropes of clay between his dry, caked palms. The exact same way when y'all had y'all Play-Doh, y'all create something. It's the same thing Mr. Dave did. Dave mounted these cars of clay one by one on the half-finished jar. He ran his wet fingers along the sides to smooth it all together, kicking the wheel with the heel of his foot. So for you drummers, you know how your two hands is doing one thing and your foot is doing another? That's the same thing with Mr. Dave. The shoulder and rim shrugged upward as the jar took the shape. Dave knew was there even before he worked the raw mile on his wheel. See, Dave already knew you got to have vision. He knew what was there, but see, it said Dave knew was there. Now, check this out. That's supposed to say Dave knew what was there even before he worked the raw mile on his wheel. I don't want y'all to think that I was getting caught up on my words. You know what I'm saying? While the clay dried, Dave pounded wood, ash, and sand to mix a glass-like brown glaze to withstand time. Dave working right there, putting in work. But before the jar completely hardened, Dave picked up a stick and rope to let us know he was here. In his words, I wonder where is all my relation, friendship to all, and every nation. So that was like Mr. Dave's signature. On every pot, he would write a little poem on there with the date. The end. Dave the Potter. Artist, poet, slave. Keep reading.